All right. So you are one niche trade flow away. So you are one niche trade flow away to change your life. And this is true. And I'm going to give you a bunch of examples in this presentation. How is that? Who are the people that are doing it? And also which type of trade flow you need to look for. For the people new on this live, I'm Damien. I've been in international trade, a commodity trader for more than 15 years, and today I'm the owner, or co-owner, I would say. I have partners of uh, three, mainly three main different small commodity trading firms. One of them is Chromatic Dragon, where we source chrome in Southern Africa, so mostly Zimbabwe and South Africa. Here you can see on the top right is our operation manager, Loic. The second company is a energy distribution company in Romania. We mostly trade bitumen and wood pellet, as well as some other energy product like diesel, fuel, and all that kind of stuff. And finally, I also have Regreen. This one is based in Singapore, where we trade niche niche recycled product like lithium battery, minor metals such as antimony ore, and any kind of e-waste. So this is what we do from Singapore. All of those companies are with partners. I'm often the one that work the list there. All right, so you are one niche flow away. Let's say that again. You are one niche trade flow away to change your life. And here is a bunch of people. So here we have Mitul from the community, Neo-Phoenicia, that has started this date trade flow. So he's taking date from Middle East, shipping to India. Mitul, we had an extensive interview with him on the YouTube channel. I guess you've seen it. Then from the same community, we have Arthur that started to trade. Now it's been 2 years, coconut from Ivory Coast to Canada. And he's making a good amount of money with that. We have Jibril, who is doing, I think it's diesel, right? If I'm not mistaken, to the Gambia. The Gambia is a small country between in enclave in Senegal. We have Monsef that do coffee to Morocco. We have Keba that do like small barges of diesel in and around Singapore. And we have Sayan that do pet flake from and to Oman. So really, as you can tell, there's a lot of different type of niche trade flow possible, and you only need one of them to change the direction of your life. So all of that is possible, but it requires work. All of the people that I've seen are members of our community, Neo-Phoenicia. There is obviously a link below this video if you want to apply and to enter in our community. We will reopen at the end of this month on the 28th. So, and if you are here because you already received the email from Shipping Commodity Academy, you don't need to notify that you are interested by clicking below, because you will automatically receive the email on the 28th. All right, so first thing that you need to understand again, and I'm going to explain again how to find a niche trade flow that can change the direction of your life, is that the value in a commodity trading firm is within the de-risking of the transaction. The value equal the de-risk. So the more value you create is by de-risking the more the transaction for your counterparties. So you will find the best niche trade flow is when the flow is too small or too complex for large actors. Let's say you are a big desk in Glencore, in Vitol, or I don't know, in Trafigura, in Mercuria, in all the big company, and there is like a trade flow that could add, I don't know, 20 million in revenue at your desk, and you don't care if it's a lot of headache, there's a lot of compliance, it's complex, and then you can make that is in half of a shipment. So you are not going to chase small trade flow, because for you it makes no sense. No sense at the size of those companies. They need to hunt for trade flow that can, I don't know, depend the desk, but that can add at least 250 million, half of 500 million on the P&L of the desk in revenue. Sorry, this is revenue number for them to make sense. If it's too small, it makes no sense. Their costs are too high, and also if there's too much risk in terms of compliance, they won't do it. So you need to go hunt for those niche trade flow. For a big company, it makes no sense, but for a small company, a solo owner, an entrepreneur, it could change their life. So the best niches, there's three of them. There's the geographical niche, is when you trade a common product, let's say copper, sugar, rice, I don't know, any type of metals that are quoted on future, but the geography in which you trade is so difficult that the big players don't come. There are product niche, is when you do raw materials, ingredients. So those are like very specific products that are not traded in large volume. So again, it's not interesting for the big player to come in, but for entrepreneurs, it would make a lot of sense. And then processing niche is when basically you are processing a product into a niche product, or when you're processing a commodity into a raw material. And again, then there's all those there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? About there's like more in this diagram. There is like different possibilities, and obviously, if you are in the intersection of one of them, it's even more niche, and it could be even more interesting. But keep that in mind, right? So the type of trade that you will often the most interesting type of trade that you will that you need to put together would be, for instance, the agglomeration. So the agglomeration is when you buy from small producer, you gather it inside a warehouse. You make sure that the um, the the volume of the shipment is at least one container, or it's big enough for a buyer. So agglomeration, very interesting. A kind of agglomeration that I'm working on right now with one of the guys from Neo-Phoenicia is in rubber. So right now I'm in Malaysia. It's a big rubber importer, and they produce a lot of tire. And the guy is in DRC, and he's basically buying the rubber from very small producer, aggregating and want to ship it. I'm not sure about the quality and everything. DRC is a very tough country, but like we are working on. Here would be the agglomeration. Agglomeration play, or also what Arthur is doing in Ivory Coast. He buys coconut from a lot of different small suppliers, put it in containers, and ship it to Canada. Then there is the other phase of agglomeration, which is distribution. So distribution is what we do with wood pallet in Romania. So here are pictures that I've taken from our my YouTube channel. So basically, wood pallet is all those little pieces of wood that are used to be burned. And I can see here in the bottom right, there is our pallet in a very shitty and shady warehouse, but you can still see we had to put it there because one of our clients like defaulted on us. So we ship the pallet in our warehouse, and then we load them pallet by pallet. So this is what we call distribution. Then there is processing. So basically, is when you are transforming the product, I would say the commodity, into a raw material, or the commodity into another commodity. So this is what we do with Chrome. We are basically taking rum, so direct rum is in one of mine, if I'm not mistaken, and then we are processing it to a wash plant to make it like concentrate chrome, which is like a more uniformized product that we can ship to China. And then there is back to back. Back to back is really more difficult, I would say, because when you do back-to-back deals, usually you provide less value. So we do back-to-back, for instance, in Goma Energy with a bitumen trade that we buy directly from the refinery and that we sell directly to our customer that need to make the road. This type of trade usually have very low margin, and they are quite tough to do, because as you can see, back-to-back, you don't really provide a lot of value, or you don't de-risk a lot. So then this is why there is no margin. We do the same right now as we speak with Regreen, the company in South Singapore. We are loading on Monday or Tuesday scrap aluminium that we are going to ship to Thailand. And then here, the same. It's a back-to-back trade, so there is very little margin. They are not really interested, but to be in the market, sometimes you just want to make those trades. So that was pretty much it. So as I said, it was a short interview just for people to come on the YouTube channel. And then this is a part that a lot of people love, and that I receive a lot of messages, which is the Q&A. So this is a Q&A section. So hey guys, if you have like any question, just put your question in the live chat, and I will answer. And in the meantime, for the people that are interested to join our community of niche commodity trader, there's a link below this video, and it will reopen on the 28th of April. You will get the first email. So that's pretty much all I had to say. And now I'm going to jump on the question. And if there is no question, then it's going to be a very short live. All right. Let's here we go. So let me check. I want to see if I have some pictures for you guys of what we are loading right now. Is it why is it this shit? No, it's not him who sent it to me. No, this is invoices. I don't want to. Yeah. So look, if some people, so we have the chains of these big excavators that we need to scrap. So if there's a buyer for that, yeah, I mean a lot. We have a lot of HMS that we are looking to for a buyer. So if there is any one of you, let me know. I'm asking about the community for the student. Will he be automatically be member of the community or not? No. It's two different programs. We have the shipping commodity operator certificate. It's the program for the people that want to break in, that want to learn the basis, that want to get a job, and that also need to learn how to move the stuff. And then for the people that are entrepreneur that want to grow their commodity trading company or start their commodity trading company, there is the Neo-Phoenicia community, which is another program. It's two different programs. The shipping community operator certificate, you can take it whenever you want. And the Neo-Phoenicia community, it's a we open it like two times a year, but I think we will do more because now the community is doing well. But thanks for the question. If it was not clear. So is there like any other cool stuff that I can show you or not? Chrome. I'm looking at my WhatsApp. What can I? But I can show you while we wait for any other question. But if there is no question, then it's going to be a short. Oh, Henry, we did that. Yes. Oh yeah, there is a question from Benoit. All right. Is there a category soft hard grain egg that is harder to trade than any others, especially for niche deposits, or does it depend on the big players? I would say, I would say I don't know if there's a category harder to trade. I think it depends really if the product is quoted on the future market, it's probably going to be a product harder to trade because there is already bigger player that are doing it, that are hedging and so on. So this would be the only thing. But I don't know if there is one harder to trade. Beside that, I hope it answer your question. Tariff question. Right. How do tariffs imposed on imported commodities affect global commodity trading volume and pricing? Yeah, it affects a lot, man. It affects a lot. Right now, everyone that is shipping to the US is like crying, and it's tough, man. It's tough. So yeah, man. So usually, what you are going to see is like the market is going to adjust against the biggest exporter. So let's say that okay, China has like a 20% tariff on the steel that they export. So, and they are usually the cheapest exporter. But let's do it an example. Then for China, they will have to decrease their price by 20% just to be competitive against the world market. So yeah, I mean, and in terms of volume, yeah, I mean, it will decrease the volume, but especially now that we don't know. As long as we don't know what is going on, then people will just stop and wait. So that's pretty much it. So that is happening. So yes, volume is going down, but it's funny for Chrome, the price keep going up, and it hasn't really affected the Chrome market. All the other market got blasted, but we don't know that's the reason. So yeah, so I think when we'll have more clarity, things will just be like just ship it as fast as possible. I think we will have some issue with the freight market because container will be blocked. Then we will see bottleneck and so on because the flow is basically halted. So there's going to be a lot of issue with the shipping for sure. Yeah, this is pretty much what I can say, man. What is the difference in margin for agglomeration compared to just trading? Usually agglomeration, you need to have like at least double the margin of what you do compared to trading. Usually, it's a rough estimation, but yeah. So your post recently about the frequency of travel in life of a commodity trader, how traders show and confronted value in terms of ROE worth investing in. All right, yeah, yes, exactly. So yes, it is extremely valuable in terms of ROE and it's worth investing. So usually those trade show conferences they are quite expensive, and this is one of the reasons that you see good quality people is like you are not going to spend like 3,000 US dollar for conferences that you don't have to go. So yes, so this is by far the best to close deal, to meet people, to shake hands, is to go to conferences and to trade shows. So yeah, the ROE is there. Obviously, you need to go. You need to know where you are going, and you need to be a little bit in the market, man, because otherwise it's useless. I mean, it's good for the first contact, but you need to know a little bit the market that you are going in the conference. If you go to a conference where you know nothing, you just want to make contacts, it's going to be tough. You need to do your homework before to make sure that there is going to be a ROE on it. How does pure commodities like aluminium differ from trading commodities that can be burned like coffee or olive oil? Man, you know what? The reality is like it doesn't really change because even like pure commodities like aluminium, they will have like a stamp. Usually now a lot of producers stamp the product, so people know where the product is coming from. So they still, a little bit of branding here. But I can say that it's tough because I can sell, for instance, for coffee, rice, even milk powder. So a lot of customer now wants look at the brand. They want to have their own brand. Even it's like if 25 kg bag or 50 kg bag, they want their own brand. So that's mean that for the producer, you need to produce the brand of your customer. So that means that you need to have a prepayment at least. So then you make sure that the guy is not going to do the brand and then fucking disappear. So yeah, and then if you lose a little bit of trading because if you have bags which is dedicated to a specific buyers, then you cannot move the cargo around. So it removes the flexibility that you could have with those type of cargo for sure. Can you use can you use forward contract between you and your client as a proof of a buyer for financing the trade? What? Okay. Let's try to read it through. I think I understood. Can you use forward contracts between you and your client as a proof of a buyer for financing the trade? Or all right, man. So usually, okay, when you do a contract, okay, you don't need to call it forward contract because I think you speak about the physical contract and not the forward. Forward. So when you have a contract, it's going to be for sure in a forward date. So this is obviously the proof that you have a client. Is like you have a contract. This is the proof for sure. So yeah, yes, and this is what financiers are going to request. They want to see that you have a purchase contract because most of the financier, in terms of trade finance, they only finance pre-sold good because they don't want you to speculate with gold that are unsold. Is it a good time to start sourcing metal concentrate in DRC or other sub-Saharan countries? If yes, what would be the way to access this market? Man, it's like I know quite it. I know quite well DRC. One of my associates is right now in Lubumbashi as we speak. We tried to source scrap in DRC. It was a fucking disaster. We lost money. So yeah, I mean, we traded a bunch with DRC. As I said, my partners are Comptoir in DRC, so I know quite well this country. And man, if you are not from there, or if you are not financially sound and you are not really backed, and you know what you are doing, you are going to get schemed, scammed, and you are going to lose all your money in DRC. So this is a good time. I don't know. It's always a good time, but you need to know what you're doing, and yeah, because it's rough. It's a very rough place. Cool. After reading about trader lives, it seems that they are all have crazy stories to tell. Is there like any sketchy story you have to happen during your trading career in specific country? Salut from MY. What do you mean MY? Are you in Malaysia also? Yes, trading. Sorry, I mean crazy trading. Yes, I have. I have a lot, man. But all right, man. I can tell this story. It's a story that happened to me like on a I think it was almost at the beginning of my career. So basically, I sold, let's say, sugar. Man, I wrote this story in one of my emails, but I on the story I said it was sugar, but it wasn't sugar. But anyway, so basically, I sold sugar, so a cargo in containers to a country in Africa, and the country was Niger. So Niger is to go to Niger, you need to go through Benin Cotonou. All right, Cotonou is where there is a port to go to Niger, or you can do the same to Lomé. But anyway, this cargo went to Cotonou and then goes to Niger. So I made the contract with the guy. It was a new client. I said, "Look, man, you need to prepare 30%. Otherwise, it's we are not going to do it." The guy prepared 30%. I was like, "All right, cool." We prepared everything, take the shipping instruction, put everything in the container, ship the product to the client. Right after the 2 weeks that before 2 weeks the containers arriving, I start to call the client, man, you get to pay, blah blah blah. You have to pay the balance 70%. Say yeah, we'll pay, blah blah blah. Containers arrives in Cotonou, Benin. Man, the guy was not paying, and it makes no sense because he paid 30%. So I start to speak with his bank, I start to speak with everyone around him to know what is going on. And then the guy was like, "Oh, he's not in Niger, he cannot do the payment." Then when he's back, he said, "Yeah, sure. I need to speak with my bank because I'm waiting for them to give me a credit and so on." I'm like, "What the fuck, man? The containers are the port, man. You need to go pick them up." And he said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And the problem is like after 120 days, if I remember well, the containers are automatically seized at the port. And obviously, when this is the case, the custom just stole your good. So I was getting like extremely frustrated, and I was very scared because also the demurrage keep increasing like every fucking day. So and I was calculating that after a while, maybe for him it was not even interesting to pick up the good, even though he had made a 30% prepayment. He could just buy a new one; it would be cheaper. So I mean, it was very stressful moment and so on. And basically, I call the client like every day, knowing what is going to happen. Then he said, "Oh, I have a meeting with the credit committee is going to." The credit committee is going to take hold on Friday or something like this. Friday, I called, no answer. Then I called during the weekend, no answer. I called on Monday, and then the bank because at the time I was like in connection like every day with the bank or so in Niger. The banker told me that yeah, the credit committee refused to give the credit to the client. I was like, what the fuck, man? All right, so I asked my bank to send a SWIFT to instruct to send the document back to us because it was a cash against document for the balance. And then they got the SWIFT, but they never sent the document back. And I was like, what? Anyway, it was very, very difficult. I went to the embassy to get my visa for Niger. All right, man, I got to go there. I'm going to get those documents by myself. I'm going to solve this situation. I have like 30 days left to pick up the good at the port. And while I was doing all of that, the client then said, no, but don't worry. I have a meeting with the CEO of the bank. Like, what? I can't. I mean, it's been 1 month that every fucking day you said that you are going to get the money. Now I understand, but basically what you did, you had 30%, you paid 30%, just as a move to leverage or to pressure your bank to give you a credit line. And I was like, I'm not going to be the clown. I'm not going to lose money because this guy is a fucking clown. Or basically, he hoped that it was going to be okay for him. Anyway, and then I think I booked my flight, if I remember well, and I was going to fly like in 48 hours. But then the client told me, he said, yeah, man, no problem. I got the document. I spoke with the CEO. He's okay to lend me the money, and you receive your money. I was like, what? How come he got the document? I called the bank. The bank said, yeah, we released the document. I was like, man, you cannot release the document without payment. I said, yeah, we are going to pay you. Don't worry. The CEO said yes. What the fuck, man? So, and then after like 5 or 6 days, we got the money, man. Crazy story. But this is like a little crazy story. I have like way worse story, like very dark story that I cannot obviously tell on YouTube. But yeah, everyone has fucking crazy story, man. Because this is the thing, the world is completely mad, man. The world is mad. So, and the more you are away from your culture, the weirder people get, man. For you as a point of view. So, man, yes. Oh, I had stories about what we have right now in South Africa. I mean, with like some guys that are in jail because they try to stop. I mean, crazy. I mean, I have so many stories. So this is why I love to be around like commodity traders because you can spend a night like speaking about those crazy stories. It's always a good time. We manufacture 3.5 million paper bags amount from India. Our clients are food delivery companies like Zepto. How can we convince importer to purchase from us? Any suggestion? What do you mean importer? We manufacture paper bags. You mean Indian importer to buy from you? Not sure. I'm not sure I get the question. About rubber trade that you mentioned, or presentation, are you exporting from Malaysia or to in Malaysia? Well, yeah. We to Malaysia. So it's from Africa to Malaysia. Malaysia have like three big producer of tire. Great answer on branded commodity is I was only focused on higher margin due to specific geography origin, but overlooked the lack of sales flexibility. Thanks. Yeah, but it's not bad actually, man. It's not really an issue, man. Honestly, because in a lot of market, the client now ask for their own brand, but you just need to make sure that you get prepayment or any type of security. But big security is because once the product is branded, is in the brand of someone else, then you're kind of stuck. Hello, Damien. When you approach new supplier, do you get test result like material composition concentrate from them, or do you test and spec yourself before you decide to sell it? Man, it completely depends. It completely depends. But obviously, first you get the test result from the supplier. They should give you test result, and then depending the supplier, you need to do your own test. But if you speak about like concentrate, I mean, obviously you need to. Okay, in that case, you have to do but you have to do your own testing. But I would say everything that we do in minerals and concentrate, we do our own testing, extensive testing. Everything we do with a small supplier, we do our testing. And then if we do scrap with big supplier that know what they are doing, we don't do our own testing. But it depends. It's really case by case, honestly, man. It's really case by case. Also, do you inspect every shipment you send to your buyer? What do you mean by inspect? Do you mean I use an inspection company, or do I send someone there? Um, yes. Just yeah, detail. Let me know what do you mean by that. Is specialty coffee and cocoa still niche, or is it handled by big firm with a lot of product knowledge? Um, yes, I don't think specialty cocoa. There's a lot of volume in specialty cocoa. Specialty coffee, yes, all the big firm have their own specialty coffee brand, trading arm. Like Sucafina, they have their own specialty coffee. Olam also, all the big one. But still, specialty coffee. There's still a lot of small player making it. One of guy from our community, Monsef, he's doing specialty coffee. He's a small. It works well for him. So yeah, I think it can be handled by both. Yes, I mean, inspection company like SGS. All right, so here again, it depends a lot, man. Because inspection, man, when you send SGS somewhere, usually it's going to cost you. I mean, it's okay. The world is a big place, so I don't know all the pricing, but SGS is going to cost you at least $500, at least. So if you trade a product and your margin on the container is like $1,000, man, you are not going to send SGS for $500, man. So yeah, no. Do you inspect everything like SGS? No, definitely not. But again, it depends on the supplier, man. It depends on the product. If you do full vessel shipment, yeah, of course you will have SGS and all the stuff. If you do few containers here and there, a few trucks here and there, do you need SGS? No, or something with some inspection company? No, not really. But then, do you trust the inspection company or not? Do you trust the supplier or not? No. So I mean, it really depends on. It really depends. So with some supplier, we ask them to send us pictures of the product at the loading, to take executive pictures of the name of the number of the containers, the number of the seal, and all that kind of stuff. And the one that you do that with the one that you trust, and usually they do it well because they are quite big corporation that know how to handle the shipment, and they also take pictures for themselves in case of claim. So sometimes you don't have to, but yeah, it depends. I mean, as again, like everywhere in the world, it depends. We are a paper bag manufacturer from India. We would like to collaborate with. Would you like to collaborate with us and help us export? We can provide. Okay. You manufacture paper bags. Okay, and you want to export it, man. Yeah. No, I don't. I don't want to collaborate with you, man. I have enough stuff already to do. But how would you buy? How would you find buyers? Man, you need to use. I can Vuji, man. So I'm going to Vuji. Can I write it? I will write it. Vuji.com. I just wrote VUGIS.com. Then you check the HS cost of the paper bag. You look at who is importing them in the world, and then you just target those guys. This is what I would do if I were you. That's pretty much it. And Vuji also, if you go there and you're from India. Yeah, so Yash is in India right now, so the CEO. So said that you came from me, and you will get a little discount. But this is exactly what I would do. I would already look at the people that buy paper bags, and I would just approach them. Damien, what's the corporate structure for all your commodity company? Do you have holding company, or do you handle taxes, banking from different entities? Yes, I do. Each entity has their own taxes, banking, and so on. It's because I have different partner in each of them. And then if I want to add a holding structure of all of them, I mean, this will be like the cost of structuring will be quite expensive for me. And we don't do enough volume for just for me just for it to make sense. I need to hire people. That costs a lot of money to structure it correctly. So yeah, down the line, man, when we start to do a lot of money, man, and that we need to repatriate the money, then yes, I will see about the corporate structure. But before that, don't care. What are some examples of tolling facilities service for niche commodities? Man, all right. I can give you tolling facilities services for like specific commodities, but for niche commodities, it's too wide. Enrique, following the idea of the presentation, how you think the trade finance will be affected by trade war between China and the US? What's another market? You can trade mineral and metal. So okay, let's two questions. So how do you think trade finance will be affected by trade war between China and US? So man, all right, shipment to the US usually trade finance shipment to the US will be affected, and most of the time I guess trade financier will stop it, or they will take a huge haircut. That's pretty much it, man. And also, to be honest, a lot of trade finance fund. I know all of them. Yeah, almost all of them. They don't really ship to the US because trade finance fund are quite expensive. So if you ship to the US and your client is a big US company, there is a cheaper way to get your money. What's another market? You can trade minerals, metals. I don't understand the question, man. Be more specific. At what point should you hire trader that are export manager from your supplier? Okay, at what point you should hire traders who are export manager from you? At what point, man? When at the moment you want to kill your relationship with your supplier, when you think you don't need your supplier, then hire their people. But man, at what point? I guess, man, as soon as possible. If the guy know all the buyer and there's real connection with them, man, then you should poach him for sure. Man. Obviously, if you don't need this supplier because he will hate you. I checked Vuji, but then it's only confirmed subscription for company. Well, I haven't have a company yet. Yeah, you can do under your name. It's okay. You reckon a person that has been export manager at a factory would become a good trader of the product they've been selling to? Yes, definitely. I mean, all right. Most of the time, yes, but sometimes they cannot switch from being a trader to be. They cannot switch from being a sales guy to being a trader. Some of them can't, but at least you can get their knowledge, their portfolio knowledge of all the client, product knowledge, and then yeah, you can absorb it. Amazing, thanks for sharing. Have you ever encountered a situation where the buyer made a claim because his test result and the product was different from the specification you gave him? Yes, yes, multiple times. It's basically all the claim are like that. Yeah, man. Of course, man. All the claim is like it's okay when you trade with real company, like real company that do testing and they have labs and result and stuff like that. You will give them you will give them specification. They will do test and then they will claim because it's not within the specification. It's extremely common, extremely common. This is the most common case of claim. I'm using the dollar business software, so I know who is importing paper bag in different countries. How should I approach them? And if I'm calling, what should I talk on call? Man, it's a bit a detailed monitoring that you want. So man, you I have a YouTube video, man, where I do cold call. You can look at me, how I did that. But man, you ask to call for the person in charge of purchasing the paper bag. Usually, try to send few email. They will probably not answer, and then you need to call them. But yeah, you need to speak with the person in charge. It's useless to call and not be in contact with the person in charge of the purchase. Would you consider fertilizer to be a niche commodity? Is there room for small player in the niche? Yeah, it's tough. It's a very tough. Okay, if you do urea, it's tough. There is like more technical fertilizers, more blends that could be interesting for small players. But if you do the big one, urea, phosphate, and NPK, what is the okay? I don't remember the last one, but if you do the big one, it's going to be tough, honestly. But there is like more what they call technical fertilizer. It's possible. Yeah, what was your best solution for it? Man, each case is dependent. It's depend on each case. Usually, what you need to do is you need to send as a SGS or any inspection company on the ground there. All right, I think now you should be hearing me, right? What's your solution for your best solution for such cases? All right, when there's a claim, then yeah, there's each each time it's different. Man. So basically, what is going to happen is like you maybe need to send an inspection there at your client facility to redraw samples and to do your own testing with a third party. Maybe you need to go there yourself, take some samples, understand what is going on. It's yeah, it's always a shitty case, man. It's always a shitty case. But yeah, you will need in that case you will need to have like an external party testing the product. Can do that. Hey, Damien, how Trump tariff will affect Chrome market? Or man, honestly, Chrome is up, man. I would thought it was going to be down like everything. I would thought that the stainless steel production in China would be halt, but the Chrome market is up, so it makes no sense to me. No, Joe, is it a good idea for people to invest in a trader's deal if the trader has no capital for the trade and in the return the trade get a fixed trader finder fee? And all right, let me. I think I understand the question, but let me write it again. Let me read it again. Read. Is it a good idea for people to invest in a trader's deal? Okay, is it a good idea for people to invest in it? To finance a deal, basically, finance a deal if the trader has no capital for the trade and in return the trader get a fixed trader finder's fees and the investor get the. Man, why would the trader get a fixed trader finder's fees, man? Why would he get like. Is it a good idea? Yes, it's a good idea if you understand well the trade. If you don't understand and you only rely on the trader, I'm not sure it's a good idea. But why would he only get a fixed fees for final fees? It's weird. Hey, Damien, what do you think on starting a cocoa bean or coffee bean exporter from Indonesia? Man, I think there's a lot of stuff to do in Indonesia, man. So both of those ideas are fine idea, man. But I would do more niche product if I were you. Right now, for instance, next week I'm flying to Bali. Uh, I've never been to Bali. It's going to be the first time. And I'm going to see a friend that export avocado from Bali. So I think the avocado market is better. Like, but Indonesia, there's a lot of things to do, man. Lot of things to do. It's great. Is it interesting to work in private equity fund that invests in many commodities trading from in my goal to break into commodity? Yeah, man. All right. Okay, it's not a straightforward way, but if that is the way that you have in front of you and you don't have any other chance, then do it. Then yes, it's a good idea. Do you currently operate a chrome plant in the Western Box, South Africa? If so, do you offer traders the opportunity to secure a spot to wash chrome at your facility? No. Okay. All right. So, Mega Marcus, wash plant that offer other traders to wash at their facility are going to be wash plant that you have problem, because if you are a proper wash plant, you shouldn't have spot to offer because you make money. So if you are a wash plant that don't make money, it means that you're a fucking moron, man, or so that you are going to try to scam or steal, or I mean, so yeah, no, we don't offer spot for other people to trade to wash at our wash plant. But we don't, and I'm sorry, we are using wash plant. We've secured wash plant, but it's not like spot. We secure the full wash plant that we operate. Hey, Damien, do you have any advice to secure a traineeship from Master of Commodity Trading for non-EU citizens? Yeah, no, it's going to be very, very hard, man. It's going to be extremely hard. That's the only thing that I can tell you, man. He gets a fixed finder fees because he has no finance for the trade. The ventures has no idea about the commodity trading example trader receive. Yeah, man, it seems like a very, very bad idea. A very bad idea, because you don't want to incentivize the trader of only a fixed fees. Otherwise, it will bring you like very awful fees, awful deal with a very bad margin because you get a fix. So you want the trader to be incentivized on the percentage of the margin, not on the final fees. And it's also very, very stupid idea to finance something that you have no idea, that because otherwise the trader can tell you. I mean, you don't see the risk that you take. Do you sometimes keep writing legal sales agreement with your buyer? Hiring lawyer is really expensive, but have good tracks important to prevent shitty claims. No, man, but man, no, man, we honestly we don't fucking care, man, because the reality is like, okay, so this is theory and practicality. Who the fuck has the time, the will to just take lawyers and to go against to fight a contract against a buyer? Seriously, if it's not a multi-million dollar contract and you are losing a lot of money, you won't do it because the cost of recouping what the claim is higher. Hiring lawyer is going to take like fucking years to get anything done, and even when there is a judgment, maybe the judgment won't be able to be won't be it won't be able to be applicable because the guy would have changed his company by then. So usually, yes, it's better to hire, it's better to have a better contract for sure, but in reality, you won't be able to enforce the contract. So this is why what you are going to do is you are going to make sure that the payment terms are in your favor. So then, if you deal with a shitty buyers, then you have the money. So no, this is this is business school level of thinking. And a good contract doesn't prevent shitty claim. It doesn't. It's not a question of the quality of the contract or the claim. So yeah. So yeah. But obviously, if you deal on bulk shipment, multi-million dollar shipment, and so on, then yes. But you should have the money to hire a lawyer and to make sure that you have like a good contract which is compliant with all the terms, also with regulation in your buyer's country. But this is when if you do big stuff. If you do like small stuff like me, like containers, trains, or stuff like that, yeah. And allowing people to invest and receive profit from I understand your thing, man. I mean, I still don't get the fixed fees for the trader, and I still also don't like the fact that an investor invests when they don't understand nothing. Any certain dairy product you've worked in a fairly in it with fairly premium product? Do you think working with cheap alternative is a good way with the right sale people, of course? Man, no, I work with not in premium market, man. I work in the fucking cheapest milk powder market in the world. I was specialized in fat filled milk powder on West Africa. So I think it's a great. There's a lot of small traders that are doing it. I think there's a lot of margin to make, and it's quite because it's a very expensive a product, milk powder. Which is the best city to start our commodity trading activity as an employee? What's your top three commodity trading as an employee? Yeah, but then you need to go to the big hub like Dubai, Switzerland, Singapore. I have an anchor buyer for Coca-Cola, but won't be able to self-fund the container with the payment term. Should I try to broker the deal? What are I don't like me. Don't broker the deal. What are your purchase term and your sales term? How much would you suggest a trader receive from the overall trade when he never had to finance anything? If he is receiving fast and stable funding, a way that the investor win as well. Yeah, man. But in that case, you can just make him pay. Like in that case, give 30% of the net margin to the trader and 70% of the net margin to the financier. Anyway, would you export shrimp or pork? Because yes, it is, man. You know, one funny thing. One time I got I had like 3 or 4 rounds of interview with a huge exporter out of Thailand, and that was I think a guy from Canada that lived in Thailand for like 40 years or something like that. He was quite old, and he was an extremely big shrimp exporter, I think trader, and he had a sizable man. He made a lot of money like this. So he wanted to open a new trading line. So this is why we were in conversation, but I did not pull the trigger. I know you don't typically favor broker business model, but do bunkering brokers stand as an exception due to the constant changing the dynamic in the trade they facilitate? Yes, a ship broker is an exception. Bunker broker would also be an exception, but even less so. Yeah. If you watch my interview that I did with Marina, so there is like on my YouTube channel there is an interview with Marina. She like started a bunker broker trading. No, she started with a little bit of trading and brokering of bunker, but now she only do trading because she said that it was getting too difficult to be a broker. So I think, yeah, man. Maybe it's a bit different for the bunkering business, but it's still tough. What margin should we give our traders? We give 20 of the net. No, man, you did 20. You give 25. Oh, man, what the fuck, man? So all right, let me explain. Okay, I don't understand. But do they get their salary plus 25 of the net profit of the trade? This is what they get. Plus all the expense pays, everything paid, plus 25. Jude, man, you need to sign up. User 21, you need to sign up below this video and to the community and come in the community, man. And because we need to discuss, man. But you give 25 is too much, man. It's too much. All right, but I don't know what you trade. If you trade, but it seems high, man. It seems very high. Okay, I'm saying it seems high if you pay them a salary and all the expense when they travel and so on and so on. Would a 70-30 split be sustainable? As if the investor fund the trade, they wouldn't receive as much profit from the trader as the trader is taking to. I don't know, man. You need to discuss, man. Man, we have trade that we don't fund, and we have other people funding it, and we do 50-50 split. So, I mean, I don't know, man. If everyone is okay, Hakan, it's like if everyone is happy in the deal, then perfect. Do whatever deal you want with final fees, with whatever fucking deal. If everyone is happy, I'm just saying you should incentivize everyone in the same way. Otherwise, it will go to shit. But if everyone is happy, yeah, why not, man? There's no rules. Hello, guys. Can I put all my chance to be a successful raw material trader? Space. I'm. All right. On va le relire, Paul. Hello, guys. How can I put all my chance to become a successful raw materials trader? Space. I'm a French business school student. I think you should forget. I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, you're obviously, Paul, I don't remember your name. So obviously, you need to follow the Shipping Commodity Academy. So operator certificate. A lot of students made to the big top firm in Geneva. It's fucking next to France, so it's not even far from you. So thanks to this certificate. So this is how I would do it. Yeah, if you want to put all your chance on your side. But that's pretty much it. All right, guys. So it's almost 1 hour. Thanks a lot for all of your questions. Again, I wish you all a very, very nice Sunday, and I'll see you next month for the next live. I will try to do one live a month. Stuff that I sell. So if you want to break into the commodity trading like this guy Paul, and you want to put all these chains on this side, you want to go register for the Shipping and Commodity Academy operator certificate on the Shipping and Commodity Academy website. You can download the brochure and you will get all the information. If you are an entrepreneur or as business owner and you want to start, scale, and grow a niche commodity trading business, there's a link below this video. You can just enter your information and then you will get notified on the 28th when we open our second program or community. That's pretty much it, man. I wish you all a nice Sunday. Ciao, ciao.